Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Free Daily Coaching. Today is Friday, November 27th. That means it is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Everyone's probably out shopping right now. So those of you that are here are are either A, the Free Daily Coaching loyalists, or B, you just hate shopping, you finish your shopping, or you just don't do Black Friday. Right? Because a lot of people are out trying to lock down their bargains, or maybe you're on the East Coast, you're already come back, or really for that matter, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. You could have already done all your shopping. Apparently now they open on Thanksgiving evening. So we saw commercials for that yesterday. So apparently you could have already finished your shopping last night or early this morning. So if that's the case, or if you're planning on going out and doing some shopping for some bargains this afternoon, we want to say good afternoon or good morning and welcome to you. I will offer you guys all a Black Friday special. Now, a lot of you guys have probably already received this special. You've already gotten this, right? But it would be remiss of me not to offer it to you. So I'll go ahead and put it to the chat. I'll send you guys over there in just a little bit. And I'm happy to announce that that I recreated a new page, and so some of you guys were there. So I created another page for this offer so that we can actually use it over this Thanksgiving weekend. So we redid that offer. So I want to say good morning and welcome to everyone. It's a Friday free for all. This is a day where we like to bring people out and celebrate, right? We like to bring the others. I can't get my chair there. We like to bring others around on Fridays, and we start to, and we really have a celebration of what they're doing. Well, this is really probably going to be one of our last free for all Fridays, as we're changing the format of the Free Daily Coaching webinar and how we structure the topics in the format of the way that we're doing it. So it looks like in a very short order, as we continue to change the format up, that will be a little bit different on Friday mornings. So we're looking forward to that. And I wanted to share something this morning with everyone. And it was just something really, it was something simple. And it was something that we applied in our business, and we have multiple times now. And people, I get asked these questions, multiple times about, like, how is that possible? Or, how did you do this? Or how was this possible? And I want to reiterate that it's really mainly it's simply just taking the action. And so we had our Thanksgiving dinner yesterday, and we recently moved to the ranch here in Nevada. And so yesterday was just myself and my wife and my son, and we had Rob 4 and Lisa 4 and their 2 children down. And so this is just a really nice Thanksgiving. And now I was talking to an associate of mine, someone that I know, and I was telling them or him that Rob was going to be coming down for Thanksgiving. And he was just absolutely amazed. He was like, "That's crazy. I can't believe it." And how he's talking to me, it was silly. And then in that moment, I realized that there was a difference. And when I really realized it was when he asked me this one question. It was so simple. He asked, "Well, how did you get Rob 4 to come to your house for Thanksgiving?" And and the ample answer to me was simple. And it's just like everything else that we do in our business and our marketing. The answer is usually simple. We're the ones complicating it. We're making it more difficult. And the answer truly was simple. I simply just asked him. That was it. It was nothing special. I just asked. What was the worst that was going to happen? He wasn't going to come. He wasn't going to, he was going to say no. wasn't like that originally he was going to come, that he was planning on being here anyway. So we weren't planning on that. So it wasn't going to affect us either way if they decided to come or not. So why not simply throw the invitation out? And if they accept, wow, right? What a fun time to be able to have with some amazing people. So this has happened numerous times now in business where people are in specifically in my business over the last few years, people have asked, well, how are you able to do that? Well, I just simply asked. I just went to the person and I simply asked, well, how are you able to get this? Or how are you able to acquire this? How are you able to get other people to treat you this way? Well, I just simply asked them. Right? That was it. If you just simply ask, you never know until you try, right? You don't know until you ask. You'll never know unless you try. And so that was simply it. We just asked, hey, would you like to come down? And what an amazing day. What an amazing day it was to be able to sit around with our families and tell stories and have a meal and enjoy the company, right? And really have a time for, our wives to be able to meet, for us to be able to meet our wives, each other's wives, to be able to have stories and talk about just life in general, right? And then some opportunities is just talk about things that we do in work, but not like where you're sitting around just talking about work the whole time. Right? Like it was a real family, like a family day to have just an afternoon with friends. And the reason I share that is because of how did we get there? Well, we just kept taking the next step forward, right? The next step, the next step, the next step. And then we asked, we kept on participating and we asked. Because if someone this morning would have come to me and said a few years ago, hey, Bert, last Christmas, Diane Hockman will fly out to your house and she'll come out and stay for a few days and come and visit, I would never believe you. If you would have told me on the day after I called Rob 4 on the telephone, after I found a website of his online somewhere, that one day that guy would be over at my house and I would live in another place and all of the things that happened, it would have just been absolutely unbelievable, right? It wouldn't even seem possible. And yet today I'm sitting here telling you like, hey, it was no big deal. I just asked him if he wanted to come for Thanksgiving dinner and he said yes. And so then they came down just like that. Just like you would ask your neighbor or a friend or your brother or your cousin, anyone else. So free daily coaching has enabled myself and so many others to have this opportunity to be able to take the advantage of the networking that we do and actually apply it in your life. And like I mentioned, not just in your business and we didn't just sit around and talk about work. We had an actual day, an actual time of Thanksgiving, a time of fellowship, a time where we could sit and enjoy each other's company. And are you adding that element? Have you added that into your life? Have you added that into your business? One of the 10 steps that I started to follow when I very first started my business was a daily action plan, a 10-step daily action plan. And one of the steps in that plan was to physically go into networking groups, to go and meet more people, to go and be with live events and start broadening the circle of people that I was hanging out with. And are you doing that? Are you doing that in your business? It's such an essential part of what is required in this business to, really to get more known, to get more exposure. You need to build your network. You need to meet more people. How can you do that? How can you meet more people easily? Well, this is one of those ways. Start physically going to places, right? That's an easy way to do it. And if you can't do that, there's ways to do it online, right? There's all different types of places that you can do this online. So many of you that are here at Free Daily Coaching, I met specifically online. And then we met in the real world, right? And then we met in the physical world. But we met on our computers. We met across the internet, through an email, on a webinar, from a website opt-in form, right? That's how a lot of us came into contact with each other and then actually met each other, actually started to build relationships. And the relationships that you start to build today, that you're fostering now, these relationships can turn into something. These relationships can be something. But the question is this, and this is really important, I believe, and I don't know, there's no statistics, I don't know, that support this. I guess you'd have to do some research, but this is what I know from my experience, that when you're working with someone or some ones or multiple people, the more that you work with those people and that you press in with them and do what they're doing, and the more that you really adopt their methods and strategies and then implement them into your own, the more that you do that, the more that the person that you're working with, or the teacher in this case, let's say, the more that the teacher will teach. And so instead of, and this is an idea, instead of following 12 different people that are all across the board so that you can get a little bit of all of these different marketing ideas or all of these different marketing strategies, instead of doing that, what if you just followed one or two or three, right? What if you cut that number down by 75% and focused in and really started to, in addition to using those strategies and methods in your marketing, what if you started to build a relationship with that marketer? I want to give an example of Chris Schaus. I want to give an example of Clive Jeffrey. Chris Schaus built a relationship with me to the point where I felt comfortable to say, hey, Chris, would you like to be a part of Free Daily Coaching at another level? Would you like to actually start having a day? Would you like to take a day so that I could have time off, so I could take a day during the week for myself? Would you take a day? So she did the same exact thing. She leveraged that relationship with myself, right? With that person that had the ability to give. She networked, she built that relationship. Clive Jeffrey did the same thing. A bunch of us recently were working on an online project, and Clive took it to the next level by just going out and ripping it. He just went out, did the project, got it finished super quick, and then said, okay, I'm done. And so by finishing, by pressing in, and in this example, I'm using me again, obviously, right? In this example, Clive came to me and he said, hey, I did more. And I was like, okay, well, as much as you can do from now until this time point, that's what I'll let you do, right? Like, while everyone else is just doing the thing, the one project, as many of these projects, as many of these mini versions of this as you can complete, I'll allow you to submit, right? I'll let you use for this example. Why is that so powerful? Well, he networked, he started to use that networking and that building that relationship, and now he gets to use that to his advantage, because over the past 2 years, he's built a relationship, right? So that relationship over the past 2 years is, and it's not a fact of if it was 2 years or 6 months or 3 months. Does it help that there's been some longevity and some consistency? Absolutely. However, the main thing to recognize is the relationship itself. And then using that using that relationship to his advantage. Now, does that mean that Clive will? It doesn't necessarily mean that he will. Maybe he just did one project and he's like, hey, that's good, I'm done. But he has that opportunity, right? Chris Schaus may not have wanted to do Schaus in the House on Thursdays. Maybe what if we went to Chris and said, hey, Chris, do you want to do this? And she said no. That would be a real scenario that could happen, and that would be okay. But wouldn't it be better to have the opportunity? Wouldn't you like to put yourself in the place to have that opportunity? Okay, so let me look over in this. We'll meet you at the bridge. Yeah, I don't think that the hotels are available yet for booking for that. Because I'm not sure. I don't think that they've finalized that package, because I think they were finishing the hotel package, but you can look in the back office, Whitman. So good morning to everyone. Happy Friday. I went on a little rant. I want everyone to realize what it is that you have when you go out and build these relationships with people. And are you just buying stuff from these other people, or are you building relationships that can serve your business? Right? Are you really doing something that can serve your business, that can help you? Right? What is it that you're doing? How is it that you're networking and using these relationships that you're building to create prosperity, to create abundance in your life? How is that possible? And it's not in a bad way. That's the crazy part, is think about it in this way. How could I use this relationship and use, right? How can I utilize? Okay, we'll say utilize instead of use, so it doesn't sound so bad, right? Because like use, like we're going to use a cup, right? I use a coffee cup to drink coffee. But when we're talking about people and we say the word use, we think of a negative connotation, right? We think of this connotation of like they were negatively exploiting another human being. But what if you weren't doing it that way? What if you were positively doing that? What if you were using the relationships, using the networking that you've built to benefit both yourself and other people? Then all of a sudden it has another connotation. So how could you use a relationship? And how, in this example, how could I use this relationship that I've created, that I've built with this guy that's an amazing marketer? How could I use that to my advantage? And I don't mean how can I exploit the relationship. I don't mean how can I exploit and get something out of it. I mean, how can I benefit by receiving, not just going to get, but how could I receive some benefit out of this relationship by utilizing what it is that I've received in the relationship? Now, I know I know that maybe the articulation, so Rich says he likes how I'm breaking it down. Okay. Yeah, it's really simple to ask. So what does this look like in your relationships with the people that you either are some mentors of yours? Maybe there's some people that are, teaching you some things in business or online, right? And in addition to who are those people, how can you actually network in and actually use them to your advantage? I want to share another one of these examples about how easy this is and how very simple it is just to ask. Jessica and I have made an announcement recently to the free daily coaching membership that we will be doing some live events, that you will be able to have an opportunity to come out to the ranch and do some live training, full immersion training. And we're setting that up. And so that was originally part of the plan of having the ranch, of having the big property. Well, what got us even more focused to get there and do that, because when we got to the house, there was quite a bit of work that we still have to do, right? And just little house stuff, like we have to finish the flooring. right? All the bathrooms and kitchens are done, but the hall and the main room and my office needs to be floored, right? The tile needs to be put in. So those were the main concerns, right? Those were our main concerns coming in, like, hey, let's finish these projects. Well, guess what? So those were things that we were going to get finished before moving forward in our retreats and our different exclusive immersion sessions. But guess what? Someone did something simple. They just simply asked. Literally one day I got a phone call. I picked up my phone and they said, Bert, I want to do XYZ. Is that something that you offer? I want to come out to the ranch. I want to come out for a private time to come out to the ranch and sit down with you for a few days. Would that be available? What did they do? They simply asked. They simply asked. We were able to sit down, put something together and say, yes, this is what we could do. This is what it would entail. And guess what? Now from that, this new immersion experience, the ranch immersion experience, right, is happening. And we literally have booked our first 2 clients. Because one person asked us. That's it. Because one person that had built a relationship over time, that has been networking, that's been a client, simply reached out and said, hey, Bert, what about this? Can I have this? Could I purchase this from you? Could this be a thing? And he simply asked, and guess what? Now he's going to have the full immersion, complete ranch experience. So pretty incredible that we're able to be able to do things like this on a one-on-one basis with other individuals. And the industry that we work in, and that you most likely work in if you're here live or if you're watching this replay on video, the reality is this: there's ways that you can go out and start to tap into some leaders. There's a way for you to tap into the training and the resources and start networking with the people that are making things happen and start to make things happen in your own life. That's what I did. I started hanging around the people that were already doing it. And I found a bunch of people that were doing it, right? That's what I did. I found a bunch of people and I talked to a bunch of them and I met a bunch of them. And then the ones that I felt that I connected with, the ones that I believed would actually help me, right? Those people, those are the people that I then sought out. Not the people that just wanted to charge me money, not the people that just simply wanted to sell me things. Were they all selling products and programs and coaching? Absolutely. So I knew that that was part of it, but I wanted to work with someone that I thought could really help me, that could really show me something, and that would. That was the difference. That's what I started to seek out. And as I've done that over and over and over in my business, I've sought out those people that I believe would pour back into me. Why? So that I could learn these skill sets, so I could learn exactly what it is that I was doing, so that I could then turn around and teach you and say, hey, okay, this is what I did. This is what I'm doing, right? There's 2 different aspects to what we're doing here. There's this component over here that's the technical side that we can all do. Everyone can do it. We can all learn it. Some of us will learn it faster or slower than others, but we can all learn it. And then there's this other part over here, this human component part, this like interaction part. It's like poker, right? When you play poker, there's like a numbers part, and you just need to know how many cards, what are the cards, what are the combinations of cards statistically that are possible. Okay, that's one element. You could be a pretty good poker player if you know just that element, right? If you know just the numbers. If you're a marketer and you know just the numbers and you know just the technical part, you can get pretty darn good just with that back end. Now, let's use this poker analogy and think about a poker player that knows all the odds, all the stats, and the poker player, let's say she's a gal, she knows how to read people as well. She's a people person too. She's learned people skills in addition. She's going to be a much better poker player with both of those. So here's the obstacle. Here's the challenge. When we bring that back down into our small home-based business, the technical part, the how-tos, that's easy. We can show you that. I can show you that over and over. I can send you to webinars. We can do it 15 times until you've memorized it, right? All of those things are possible. The human factor, that personality part, that element of reading people, that's the portion where people get hung up. That's the challenge portion, right? So what if instead of saying, hey, just be like me, or just act like this, or behave like this, what if instead of saying that, or just saying, just be yourself, and everyone will like you? Well, what about that guy that's a jerk that everyone doesn't like, right? Because we all have those people in our life. That one guy that everyone's just like, oh, that guy's coming. That guy's such a jerk. He's so mean to people. He, like whatever the reason is that people don't like that. What about that guy? Right? Really? What about that person? So we've got to break this down in a way where we could show you, right? Because we can't change that guy that no one likes into someone that everyone loves. We're not going to change his personality. We're not going to change the fundamental being of that person, right? But what if we could do this? What if we could break it down like we did this morning? What if we could break it down into piece by piece elements that seemed more technical? Like we explained it in a technical way and said, well, this is physically what I did. These are the behaviors that I did. This is what I said and why I said it. And we broke it down almost like a prospecting manual or a blueprint for like a script on what to say. But what if we showed you, okay, this is how you foster a relationship. This is how you go out and build this, because the reality is this. Some of us didn't acquire that skill set as we progressed. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. There's a reality that we all can appreciate, that when if everyone that was at Free Daily Coaching this morning and we all just all of a sudden appeared in a room right here at my house, there's a reality that some of us would be less social. Some of us would be more socially awkward than others, right? Some of us would be more outgoing. We have different personalities. Some of us have acquired different skill set levels in that area, in the area of interpersonal communication, in the area of group dynamics, right? And all of these different things these are skill sets that we've acquired over time. So if you've been working in a mine and you've been driving a big bulldozer truck by yourself, listening to earbuds for the last 15 years, you might not have those social skills right off the bat. That might be something that you would like broken down to you. Maybe you've been the boss at an insurance agency for the last 20 years and you run the office. It's your way. This is the way it's done. It gets done on Fridays. You fill out the reports, you send them to me, blah, 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 right? So now coming into this world, you're like, it's totally foreign. Why? Well, because in this world here, you don't just dictate orders. You have to interact with people. So I'm trying to find, let me go and look what you guys are saying. I'm trying to find ways to break this down and show you that the same process of the technical part is possible with working with these people and learning how to network with people. The reality is, though, that it's a combination of a learned skill and then just applying. Just go ask, what could hurt if you just try? So there you go. So Chris said she did the same thing. So awesome. And what an honor, right? What an honor to have someone say, hey, I was doing the same thing and I found this guy Bert and I picked him. It's like that's a huge honor. That, my friends, it says that the people that I worked with, the people that have mentored me, the people that have been teaching me, that means that they're doing a good job, because it's wearing off. Right? It's wearing off on me because now it's happening for me, right? They showed me, and what they showed me, I'm applying, and now I'm applying it to the place where it's happening with me, with and for me, with other people. So then it must be working. The whole chain, the whole thing is working. So if I know that it's working, it's almost like my obligation to now break it down for you, to break it down and show you, okay, this is what I'm doing, right? And the reality is this. The way that I did this was simple. I looked around, like I mentioned, I found the people that I believed would sew back into me, and then I poured into those people. I go everywhere they go. I bought their products. I trained with them. I did what they did, right? And then I continued to do that. Even when I found other people to learn from, I still kept learning and edifying and promoting the original people, right? Two of my very first mentors online are Adam Chandler and Justice Egan. And I still, like in this case, edify those guys and talk about how much those guys showed me in the beginning, what they showed me, what steps they revealed to me to be able to take on a regular basis to be able to achieve the levels of success that we've been able to have. And in addition to that, I've built those relationships. I've networked with those people. Those two guys that were, excuse me, those two guys that were my original mentors have become good friends of mine. I've literally flown out and stayed at Justice Egan's house out in New Jersey. That's when I got to go and see Rich during that trip, right? I've been to Adam Chandler's house several times. He's actually a great friend of mine. I'm actually going to fly out in about a month and a half to Denver in January. I'm actually going to drive out, and I'm going to go out to Denver to go snowboarding with Adam. I'm then going to stay and participate where he's having an amazing event. So if any of you want to come out in January, hit me up, send me a message. I would love to invite you out to this event that we're doing in January up in Denver. Just literally send me a message and I can get you the inside scoop. And then we're coming back from that event. Adam and I are going to do a little road trip back, and we're going to stop in Utah and do some snowboarding, and then come back and do some snowboarding over here by my house. And this is one of the guys that was one of my very first mentors online. And over time, we've networked, we've built a relationship, and that relationship has changed, not just from a mentor-mentee relationship, but as a colleague, as friends, as people that are able to mutually help each other beneficially, promote what each other are doing, support each other in what they're doing in your marketing. And all of a sudden, now that picture looks totally different. And I want to show you how you can start to make that picture bigger, how you can stretch what you're seeing every single day. And pretty soon, it's massive. Pretty soon, you have to take a step back. You have to step back away from the wall to see the picture because it's so big. And sometimes you can't even believe it yourself. You can't even believe it yourself, right? I couldn't believe yesterday for a moment, I stepped aside and it was Thanksgiving, and I had that moment of gratitude, and I thought, man, what an amazing day that just a few years ago, I found these people online, a bunch of them, and I actually followed their directions. I went in and met a bunch of them face to face at some of these events. And now some of these people, in addition to being mentors of mine, in addition to being people that have shown me how to build a business, these people have become my friends. And that's what I wish for you. Whether you're looking for a new set of friends, whether you're looking for that mentor that wants to help you to build your business and to start to create the dreams that you've been wanting to live out, or whether you simply just want that business guidance. Either way, here at Free Daily Coaching, that's what we provide, all three. We provide all three of those services, all three of those options. Why? Because those are the three things that got me to where I'm at. And I want to be able to, with everything inside of me, with every fiber in my being, I want to be able to take it and give it to you. I want to be able to pass it off to you so that you can experience these results, so that you can have the type of success that you want. So I want to thank you guys for being here on this, these last two Thanksgiving Day and our post-Thanksgiving Day mornings. It's been just I'm looking outside because it's still snowing. It said it wasn't snowing anywhere, but just in like right in my house, like it's not a little bit south, a little bit north, no snow. But right here, just in our house, it's been snowing for the last couple of days, just a little tiny bit on and off. And I'm just sitting here and thinking what an amazing journey this has been. And to be able to share it with all of you has been absolutely incredible. And as we move forward into the new version or the new format of free daily coaching, I'm really, really, really getting excited. So I want to encourage you guys. I'm changing the page today. I worked on it yesterday a little bit. And I've been working on it for a couple of days, or I started it the other day, like Wednesday, and then I took yesterday off, and I just did a couple tweaks last night. So I'm going to send you guys the original version this last time before I change the page over. I'll send it over there in the chat, and then I'll send you guys over there in a minute. I think pretty much all of our viewers today have seen this, but I'm going to shoot it over to you guys anyway before I create the new page. This is something that I put together for you guys. It's a $7 product that gives you massive graphics, okay? Instead of having to go out and try to find royalty-free, copyright-free images like that are high def, that are high res, that are good quality images, that are like something that'll be provocative, something that will actually get people to look at your website. If you want those types of images, what I've done is I put a list, a hyperlinked list, so you can go directly to these sites of over 50 of the best royalty-free and copyright-free image sites where the images are free. Okay, so you're not just getting royalty-free, copyright-free, but these are free images. This isn't where you're going to get there and you're like, oh, well, this is great, but every image costs $20. These are sites where you can go and get free images, free downloads, and you can go there by going to burtbledsoe.com/graphics. Now, I'm encouraging you to go there right away this morning, get it done on your Black Friday shopping. And the reason is because in just a little bit, when I do this switchover, there'll be a little time where there's a little lag in the transfer where you might go in and try to get it and things won't work. So I want you to be able to go in, use this page that we have, burtbledsoe.com/graphics. You can go and grab that. I'll send all of our viewers that are here, and you can start to use these graphics. And the reason that I'm really promoting it over this weekend, and the reason you should grab it this weekend, and if you already grabbed it, you should be using it this weekend, is because think about this. Think about how many people are home and are going to be home from today all the way through Sunday, right? Really even into Monday, from now until Monday, because of how our society works now we have everything's 24/7. There's like all these shifts of Thanksgiving that are going through time. So from now until Monday, people are on their computers. People are at home. They're on their iPads. They're on their laptops. They're on their phones, right? People are out and about. People are shopping. People are in the mood. They're already spending money. So if you have something out there that you want to promote, now is the time. How can you get their attention even more? Get some good graphics, right? Well, and thank you. I appreciate that, Chris and Whitman. And for those of you that have purchased, if you haven't already sent me a testimonial, send me a testimonial. I know I've got Debbie's. Who else did I get up there? I put something. Oh, hey, Clive. If you're watching, if you will type me just a written testimony. I kind of just wrote one for you because you had the video going, and I put you on there because I wanted you to have a testimonial on the page for sure. So any of the rest of you, if you've already gotten the product, simply type up a quick testimonial. I'll use your Facebook profile picture as well, and I'll put you on the new sales page so you get some exposure as well. So really excited to be able to share the new format of free daily coaching with you. Happy to see New faces like Allison over here this morning. Jose has been hanging out with us for a few weeks now, and it's been a pleasure to see him. Judy, it's great to see you here. Whitman, as always. Clive and Shouse, Debbie, great to see you guys all. Tim and Sally, it's great to see you guys here. Sally, you haven't been here in a while, so it's nice to see you here. Tim, what's up? What's going on, buddy? Jeff, nice to see you. So it's just great to see everyone. Excuse me. See everyone out here. I am looking into also doing something for the graphics package where we could do something for an affiliate. So I'm looking at how I can set that up with you guys and doing that for you, because I would like to be able to do that, because some of you are promoting it just because, and people like Clive and Chris. And so I appreciate that. And so I'm going to look into seeing, I know it's only just a $7 deal, but even if you could make a couple bucks is a couple bucks, and you add that up, and then pretty soon, not only is your product paid for, now you've got some money to cover that advertising and make some money as well. So I'm going to look into how we can do that. We might put that up on like a Warrior forum or something like that too. So let me get those details ironed out, and I will let you all know. So for those that haven't checked it out yet, just simply go to bertbledsoe.com/graphics and go and check that package out. It's a $7 package. It's absolutely phenomenal for that price point. There is a timer set, and that will, when that timer expires, we are going to be raising the price. So you are going to want to grab that while it's still at the $7 price point. Other than that, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here on a regular basis, for supporting us in free daily coaching. We will get a new, because what is today? Today's Friday the 27th. So we'll get a new link up on the website soon for the December editions of the free daily coaching, as well as we'll have a new link go up for the Friends of Free Daily Coaching. So if you're here and you're like, hey, what's the Friends of Free Daily Coaching? If you go to freedailycoaching.com, you'll see an area where you can go into our friends area, and I put the link over in the chat, and that's an area where you can actually become a member of Free Daily Coaching, the Friends Mastermind, and once a week, that's every single month, we meet privately and we do hardcore marketing. We just got finished building some incredible sales funnels, and people are putting some amazing sales funnels together. And then what I'm doing on the back end is adding some search engine optimization, right? Adding some exposure and some backlinking for them when they complete that project. So we do a lot of more in-depth marketing. And if you want to check that out, like I mentioned, you can go over to freedailycoaching.com/friends. I want to, again, thank you guys all for being here this morning. Go out and grab your free graphics grab bag. If you haven't, have a wonderful Black Friday, and we will see you next week at freedailycoaching.com. See you the next time.